Hello and welcome to this instalment of Talkin Trim. I'm Jonathon Skinner and today we're looking at some fully trimmed bucket seats for the Jaguar E-Type range. So this is a bit of a continuation video. I've done another video before this showing the seat covers and the seat frames with all the seat hardware prior to us trimming them up. These are the final results obviously. So be sure to check out in the description below. There will be a link to that other video there, so check that out because it's, like I say, a bit of a continuation video of this. But this is a set of fully trimmed up bucket seats for the E-Type. Specifically, these are for the open two-seater Roadster. They had the pointier frames for the bucket seats. Note that the fixed head 3.8, the fixed head Coupe models also have bucket seats. They tended to leave with a fatter, wider topped frame. However, some of the fixed head did leave with the Roadster seat, so it is worth bearing that in mind. Again, I have done another video detailing the differences between those seat frames there, so be sure to check that out in the link below as well. But like I say, these are specifically from a 3.8 Roadster open two-seater. Just a reference in a book, as I like to do to give you a bit of guidance of it all. We're talking about these here. So they were only fitted to the 3.8 models. Obviously the 4.2s started reversing to these style tilting seats there, but the 3.8s always had these egg-shaped bucket seats, and they had the two different versions, the pointier Roadster and the fatter fixed head. However, some of the pointier Roadsters were also fitted to the fixed heads, but you would never find a fixed head seat in a Roadster due to the hood frame not being able to pass by the wider topped edge. Anyway, enough on that. Sorry, I geeked out a little bit there. These have been done in official Connolly Vaumol leather. So this is the actual official leather used by Jaguar way back when. We have the certificate of authenticity here from Connolly Brothers Tannery for this exact order here. So it's the Vaumol blue grey, and that's the code for it. They had the 1960s and the 1970s version of the same colour here. It's actually what Jaguar often referred to as light blue. On the early cars, tended to be the early 60 cars, they referred to this as light blue. And then on the later cars, they referred to it as French blue. Same colour, different name. Very confusing. But this is the official stuff that Jaguar used. And this customer over in Holland has sent us his seat frames, his original seat frames, and we've replaced everything. So we've replaced the hardware, i.e. the seat foams. We've used diaphragms instead of webbings, replaced the wood tacking strips, we've even replaced these metal brackets here. Obviously brand new seat covers, and we've fully trimmed them up here, as you can see. Really nice results. I do like the look and feel of these seats there. They're a great seat to look at aesthetically. Very nice, very satisfying. They're not the easiest in the world to trim. Pretty labour intensive. Even the setup of the hardware is labour intensive. And then the actual trimming process itself, especially to get a nice neat finish around these horseshoes here, can be tricky. So of course we're here to help and guide both you and your professional trimmer. But if you want to save yourself the headache of all of that, then obviously we can supply them fully trimmed up. Now it's worth noting as well, you can actually source the seat frames, aftermarket seat frames. So if you prefer, we can actually provide brand new seat frames and trim them up fully for you. If not, you can send your original ones to us and we can do that. Yeah, just to kind of do a bit of more detail on it. They are OEM-spec, so often people refer to it as leather. We refer to it as leather face because not everything is leather. You've got leather for pretty much everything apart from this surround here that goes around here. This is vinyl. And then the back element here is moquette. But everything else on the seat is leather. Obviously the piping is leather cloth as per original specification, and it all matches in. In fact, the piping on the 3.8s on the backrest here was the fatter, often referred to as paper piping, as that was the material originally used. We actually use a plastic piping, but it's the same thickness as the paper piping. So even down to these little details, that's the efforts that we go to on these things in terms of changing the piping width on these elements here. As you can see, we've used a latex foam with the holes in them as per the original specification for the foam cushion bases. The backrest foams are cut foams, and there is definitely a process to setting that up. to get this horseshoe finish correct on that. And again, I have done that video, so do see below on that for the basic overview there. We'll do tacking strips which go on the main part here, but also all the way around the bottom of the frame here, rounds here, all the way around here. Anyway, you can see staples basically. It's tacked, so it even goes onto the bottom of the frame there. In fact, you can just see a bit of the tacking strip on the bottom there, and then you can see the edge of it there. So it's all tacked, which makes life a lot easier when trimming than having to use glue the whole time. So that was the original way of doing it, but it's also a very easy way of doing it. As you can see, really, really nice results. So yeah, just a quick video to again showcase the benchmark that you should be looking to achieve, whether it's yourself or a professional upholsterer doing these jobs. But obviously we know our seat covers work, and this is the proof in the pudding, as it were, to show you that this is what you should be looking to achieve as a bare minimum with these seats here. Like I say, we're more than happy to help and advise any customer of ours, but easiest way is to let us do it. Then it's much more plug and play. You can literally just put the pieces in your car and off you go. Anyway, I think I've kind of covered it. I just really wanted to showcase the Connolly Vaumol, show you the certificates, etc. But yeah, really nice job, as you can see. Yeah, not much more to say, I don't think. So thanks for tuning in. Please remember to like, subscribe and share with other classic car enthusiasts out there. Ask any questions in the comments below, and of course send any inquiries directly to me. I look forward to hearing from you. Until next time, cheers.